beans. Hello. He's not talking to me. He's talking to the dog. Do I want to go up the trees? Not right now, no, because I'm doing something else. I'm doing a Facebook Live, and all I can hear was, do you want to go up the trees? No, I don't need to go up the trees. No, it's all right, Henry. It's okay. It's just funny. Oh, dear. How you doing this morning? Tuesday, Mars Day, Jupiter goes direct today. So I hope those of you who can join us will join us at 1 p.m. UK time, which is 8 Eastern, 7 Central, and five. No, what would that be? Pacific. 8, 3. That would be 5 a.m. Pacific. So if you're Pacific time and you join us for the live, well fucking done you. I take my hat off to you. Anyway, don't know if you can hear the wah-wah. It's very cool. So, yes, we have our Jupiter direct ritual at 1 o'clock. But I wanted to just touch base with anyone who is doing the bear with me, the FMA ritual. See, my FMA is looking a little blackened, but that's, pardon me, that's all part of it, yeah, because you're putting the candle out with the FMA. Got a bit of dog hair on it as well. Dog hair gets everywhere. So I'm really looking forward to Friday when we finish this on the dark moon, yeah. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what we're going to do on Friday regarding this, which won't be part of the dark moon ritual. What I would suggest, though, is that you do the burning down of the candle and the bit that follows before we go into the dark moon ritual, yeah, if possible. If not, do it afterwards. So I mean, do it during the day, but I don't worry about that. Don't worry about what other people think. It's not like it's a big long thing you got to do outside. It's just a very short few words book. Da-da-da. But the first thing I want to talk about, before I talk about what we're going to actually do with the FMA on Friday, is what you've kind of, because we've got 3 days left, yeah, on this ritual. So what's come up for you while you've been doing this surrender meditation, ritual, whatever you want to call it? It's a meditation, it's a ritual. It's like a two for one. Yeah. So what's been coming up for you when you've been watching the candle and watching how the whole thing completely surrenders to fire? Yeah. Even the flame itself surrenders to any breeze, any external energies. Even the flame itself surrenders. Yeah. So what that kind of says to me is when you surrender, because there's kind of 2 types, if you like. There's the conscious decision to do something which involves releasing, yeah, surrender, release, letting go, whatever you want to call that. but to consciously surrender your will completely, which is what we're trying to get hold of here. Because you are allowing in the surrender, you're allowing yourself to be guided, following the breadcrumbs, following the clues, again, whatever you want to call that. There's an actual release. There's a surrender of your will, yeah. And being, I know, it's powerful stuff. And actually letting yourself be guided by your direct connection to the element of fire, to your higher self, your higher consciousness, your heart. And there's something else actually that I'm not sure where it's going to go yet. When I say that, I mean where we're going to place it. I don't know if we're going to place it in the group as a freebie or place it in the big course, because we've had a lot of downloads just in the past week, 2 weeks, regarding the big course that we're kind of gathering. We're gathering materials, yeah, for the big course, and it's just come at the perfect, this knowledge that we're getting at the moment has come at the perfect time. It's like, everything's going. It's amazing. I love it. So it'll definitely be in the big course, but I don't know. I don't know where it's gonna where we're gonna put it yet, and that's around. I've completely lost my thread. What was I talking about? Oh God, being guided. Yeah. That was it. The higher heart chakra and how to activate that. Yeah. To bring in a really, really profound, deep connection to your higher self. Yeah. To the collective consciousness, infinite universal energy, whatever you want to call that, yeah. It's in activating your, it's where the thymus gland is, because all these energy centers that I talk about, yeah, sometimes known as chakras, but we're kind of starting to call them something different. They all relate to energy, to glands or nerve plexus in the body, yeah. So your thymus gland, which is kind of, if you run your finger down from your throat towards your heart, there's a kind of little bit that kind of sticks out a little bit for most people. For some, you might have to, if you just tap around the halfway point, you'll know, because it starts to do stuff. Yeah. So that says to me, it's not dead. It's not a dead organ. It's not a dead gland. It's not shriveled. It might be, slightly atrophied, but that's because we're told that that's what it does. Yeah. It, after puberty, it's redundant. It doesn't work anymore. Bollocks. Yeah. Or, there are ways to activate it, and that is very exciting. And very empowering as well, actually, to be quite honest. So that's an exciting little development, which I have come across through following the breadcrumbs, following the clues, yeah, being guided, having a very loose structure to things, but, not worrying if, for example, I don't schedule my posts, for the week, on a particular day, not, pulling my hair out because I haven't done it. Because there will be something else that's come along, which is actually more, around the energy for that particular day. So, yeah, there's been a lot of downloads. So, yes, what has come up for you when you've been doing the Athame ritual meditation? What has come up for you when you've been burning the candle? Yeah. Because something else it's funny when you watch a candle do its magic, yeah. It does different things on different days, depending on the ambient temperature, it's been really hot, so the candle has been burning down really quickly. Yeah. Excuse me. I haven't oiled my nose yet this morning. You wonder what I'm talking about? Things like that would be in the big course. Don't worry about it. So what I've noticed, some days, because it's about, what's that? That's about a third of an inch. The doodles. The chunk of candle for each day is about a third of an inch. Yeah, roughly. Some days it will burn down smoothly, no problem. There'll be no bits sticking out. It will be completely flat when it's finished. Yeah. Other days, at the moment, I've got it's like the top of a tower, and there's 3 bits that are sticking up, like they're supporting something. It's quite bizarre. Some days when it's burning down, the wax will get too much in the top and it will overflow and run down the sides. Yeah. So that is what happens with us. Yeah. You can use the candle as like an observation on what that surrender would look like. Yeah. So some days, you know, it's quite calm and, you know, things go very smoothly, and, you know, following the breadcrumbs is easy peasy. Other days you might feel overwhelmed, things bubble to the surface and you have to release that. Yeah. Observing candles is quite amazing. It teaches you a lot. Yeah. What else around the candle? Sometimes mostly it's been burning quite evenly, but sometimes something will fall out of the wick and it will just cause like a like a tear in the side of the candle, for example. So sometimes we get things that might scar us, yeah, literally on our skin or emotionally, yeah. So then you have to find that balance again. It's like I love it. I love it. Anything else that's kind of come to mind? I don't think so. I mean, there's been downloads. You might also be getting downloads while you're watching the candle. So I call them plops. Yeah. So all of a sudden you'll know something, and that's when it's very, like, you know it and it's in here, that's a download. Yeah. And it will come out of nowhere. There won't even be a thought previous to it. It will just go plop. That's why I call them plops, because it just goes plop like that. Yeah. Oh, and that thing about knowing, yeah, it will definitely come via your heart or your higher heart, which is what I was just talking about, around the thymus gland. Yeah. So it's like something happens here and then you'll get a download. Yeah. But what download I got today, gotta love it, is when you get that knowing, yeah, it could manifest, no, sorry, just go rub that. It will manifest in different energy centers in the body, depending on what your primary energy center is. What? You say, what? What's she talking about now? I'm talking, this is around soul realignment, yeah? Which is, I trained to be a soul realignment practitioner last year, February. It was February last year, and it was over a few months. And what that does it gives you huge insight into the kind of blueprint of your soul. Yeah. So why certain things would resonate with you, what your primary energy center or centers, some people have more than one, would be, any kind of stuff you have from past lives that might still be affecting you now, and it is immensely powerful. Yeah. So just a little aside, as part of the big course, you would actually get a soul realignment reading, which is usually, I think the price of that is £250, I think. It was originally £500, but I half the price. It's like playing psychic detective, which is amazing. And it accesses the Akashic records and stuff like that. So as part of the big course, you will get a soul realignment reading. So you get these amazing clues, yeah, which then explain, you know, when you've experienced things that you can't quite get hold of in your life, then these big clues shine a huge light on the reason for that. Yeah. Because when I get downloads, it's like it can be quite an overwhelming feeling here, and then there's a knowing, a deep inner knowing, yeah, that is a truth. Yeah. Because my primary energy center is heart, which is something I shunned for years. Anything around the heart, I had a wall there. Yeah. If you've watched my video on Journey of My Heart, you'll know that. If you haven't watched it, go and watch it, because it'll explain what I'm talking about. So, you know, it's usually the thing that you're avoiding that will open the doors. Yeah, for sure. And then I have a secondary energy center, which is you have correspondences to all the energy centers, but there'll be one or two that are dominant there. So my other one is crown, or the infinite universal energy universe, whatever you want to call that. Yeah, it's that wisdom connection. Yeah. So that's how I get the downloads. It's a feeling, and then like a very strong feeling that is a truth. Yeah. So for you know, for everyone, it's going to be different. So, for example, if your primary energy center was throat, yeah, all around here, and you get a download, it might manifest in a way that compels you to tell everybody about it, yeah, and be very clear and concise on how you do that. And that's just something, as long as there's no blocks there, that comes naturally to you. Yeah. Other energy centers, so maybe if you're getting a download and your primary energy center is the second energy center, so that's around the navel, it might be when you get a plop that, I don't know, maybe you get a tingling in the lower back or in the stomach. It might even manifest as a stomach ache, because sometimes these things aren't pleasant. Yeah, when that activates, it can feel, until you get used to that, it can feel a little bit uncomfortable. But you know, in that discomfort comes the growth. Yeah. Excuse me, scratching my head. So yeah. what has come up for you. So you don't have to share it on here if you don't want to, but definitely document it in your book of shadows. Yeah. Because this stuff, this surrender stuff, is it's important knowledge for you individually. Yeah. In how you deal with surrender, with release, all those things. Yeah. All right, so that's that little bit out of the way. So I want to talk to you about the what we're going to do Friday, preferably before the dark moon. But if you can't do it before, do it afterwards. Yeah, it needs to be done on the same night. Yeah, to kind of seal that energy, that surrender. Yeah. So once you've burnt down your candle on Friday on the dark moon, what you do once it's burnt down and gone out, yeah, is take your athame outside, and you want to be facing south because that's fire. Yeah. So it's not a big ritual. All you can do is stand or kneel or sit, depending on your privacy in your garden. Yeah. Facing south, holding your athame up to. Let me just grab that and I'll show you, because there's a hold around it. So because we're sending energy out, projective energy out, you want to hold the athame in your right hand and then cup your right hand with your left. Yeah, because the primary energy that we're sending out is going out through. It's projective. Yeah, this is fire, this is projective, and it is it's that masculine energy. Yeah. So holding your athame with your right hand and then cupping that with your left. Yeah, and you hold that up to the moon. Now, if you have on your mobile phone, it's Google Sky Maps, or Droid Sky is the one I've got on my phone. So you can find where the moon is, yeah, in the sky, because you won't be able to see it. Even if it's clear, you won't see it because it's a dark moon. So with your, it's like an astronomy map, yeah, but you can search for different things on this sky map. Yeah. So I would find where the moon is in the sky. Yeah. When you're, either do it when you're outside, or you can, they're very cool apps because you can set a time and then find where the moon will be at that time. Yeah. It's called, I think it's called Time Travel or something in the app. So find where the moon is. So although you're facing south, you can point the athame to where the moon is. Yeah. So you're pointing your athame up at the moon, and you're going to say, sorry, no. So you're holding it up to the sky, to where the moon is, and then with both hands, so keeping both hands on the blade, you're going to plunge the blade into the earth. Yeah. So make sure you're sitting in front of some, you know, the ground. Yeah. Not on concrete, because that won't do you any good at all. And as you plunge the blade into the earth, you say these words. And what I'll do is I will post this as well. All right. You say these words: I welcome thee, powers of the Widdershins South. I embrace the power to surrender. Yeah. Pardon me. So I would then just sit in that energy for however long you feel you want to. Take your athame out. So once we've done the dark moon, the actual ritual for the evening, you could then, if you need food and want to, you can clean the athame off. Yeah. Definitely have the affirmation on your altar if you're doing the dark moon ritual. Yeah, so it symbolizes that power to surrender, because what we're going to do in the dark moon ritual for that evening, I'm going to take you through a guided meditation, yeah, which is all around surrender, and that is like the lid on that energy then, yeah. So it kind of brings it round full circle like the moon. Which is going to be really, I'm so looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it all. I get very excited about these things. I can't help it. So yeah, that's what we're going to do around the affirmation ritual meditation and dark moon. Okay. Just a quick look, because I might be able to incorporate Hecate in there. Let me just scan it quickly. Yeah, I can definitely incorporate Hecate because there's reference to an oak. So I do actually have a picture of Hecate's oak tree, which we found was that a couple of years ago when we were camping in Hassocks, and we'd taken the train to Worthing, and we'd gone and walked up the side of the downs to go to Sisbury Ring, which is a big Iron Age hill fort. And the walk up to it, from Worthing up to the actual where the path started on the downs, was up the really busy, I think it's the A24, really busy road, yeah. And on the side of the road there's a little green, and there's this hollowed out oak tree, still alive. The oak tree was still alive, but the bottom of it was hollowed out. And as soon as I saw it, I knew that was one of Hecate's oak trees. So we got some really cool footage around it and some pictures. So yeah, I've even got a picture for you, which I'll also post. So yeah, and then Saturday, because I'm not sure that we're going away now. Things have kind of not quite worked out as we wanted to, so we might not be going away. So if we're not, obviously I'll let you know in time. We're going to do around the new moon stuff and the abundance checks that we've been doing so far. We're also going to do because it's a new moon, a ritual around attracting abundance. Okay. And it involves a candle, or have several of the same candle, yeah. Green if you've got it, but if you haven't, you can always anoint it with some kind of luck and prosperity oil. You could, if you wanted to, add green food colouring maybe. You can always melt it down, add green food colouring, and then reshape the candle. It's up to you. I like to just anoint mine with an oil, which is very cool. So that's going to be really cool as well. So yes, I wasn't intending to go on for half an hour, but there you go. I thought it was just going to be 10 minutes, but obviously not. Right, so yeah, just let me know how it's going with the affirmation ritual, candle, magic, whatever you want to call it, meditation. And obviously keep like I say, record anything that comes up in your book of shadows. Yeah. So we will see you a bit later on for Jupiter direct ritual, and then again on Friday, and then again on Saturday, most probably. Okay. So I will say, live long and prosper. Be witchy, stay fearless. Bright blessings.